Hello humans. Welcome to my new tutorial series. In this new series we'll reconstruct famous YouTubers' logo intros in After Effects. Feel free to share the link to the YouTube channel you would like me to reconstruct its logo intro in the comments below. For today, we are going to reconstruct this guy's intro. It has this cool parallax effect that looks nice. I will leave a link to Sawyer's channel in the video description below. Now, let's see what we will create today. In After Effects, create a new composition. I'm using the 1920 by 1080 resolution. The frame rate is 30. Duration of 11 seconds. Next, import images into After Effects. For this I'll be using my own images. This is because I cannot get the same images used in his intro. You can find links in the video description below on where to get free stock images. Drag the first image into the timeline. With the image selected, press S to open scale. Then adjust the size accordingly. Now right-click on this image and pre-compose. Rename this to Pico1. Make sure the Move All Attributes option is selected. Then press OK. Now go into the project window. Select the Pico1 comp and create 10 duplicates. Just click on Edit then Duplicate. Then drag all these pic comps into the timeline. Next, replace the images in the comps with these other images. I had named my images so that I'll know which image goes into which composition. Also scale the images accordingly. I'm going to speed up this process. Perfect. Now let's get into the good stuff. First, turn off the visibility of all these other layers so that we'll be left with Pico1 comp only. Let me create some room here. Next, we need to create a cutout which will enable us see the image below it. Select the rectangular tool. Double-click it to create a rectangle that fits our composition. Now in the contents, click to open rectangle 1. Then click on Rectangle Path 1. Now in the Size property uncheck this Uniform Scaling option. Then change these values to 870 by 765. Now select this shape layer. And align it to the middle of the screen. I'm using the Align tab for this. We'll use this shape layer as a mask. Consequently, we'll need 9 duplicates of this layer. Just press Ctrl+D to duplicate it. Make 9 copies of this. Now place these shape layers in between the pick comps like this. Next we'll use the Track Matte tab to mask out these shape layers. If for any chance you can't see the Track Matte tab, simply click here. Select the pick 01 layer and set its Track Matte to alpha inverted matte. Do this for the other pick layers. Also don't forget to turn on these other pick layers before setting the Track Matte. Now let's make all these layers 3D. For this we'll need the Switches tab. Just click here to toggle between. Now click on this cube icon to make a layer to be 3D. Next we need to create a camera. Just click on Layer. Then click on New and select Camera. For the camera, we'll use a preset. I'll be using a 35mm preset for now. But we may need to adjust it later, if we don't find its view angle to be as wide as we'd like. Now select the camera layer and press P to view its position. Now set the Z value to -10,000. Click on the stopwatch to add a keyframe. Move this playhead to the end of the timeline and set this value to 0. Let's adjust the position of these pick and shape layers. Select this pick 1 comp. Press P to open position. Set this Z value to -8948. Select the shape layer 1 and set its Z position to -8798. For your information, all these values were predetermined by me. For the pick 2 layer, set its Z value to -8473. Next, select the shape layer 2. Set its Z value to -8037. Next select the pick 3 layer. Set its Z value to -7764. Select the shape layer 3. Set its Z value to -7241. Select the pick 4 composition. Set its Z value to -6912. Next select the shape layer 4. Set its Z value to -6500. Select the pick 5 composition. Set its Z value to -6200. Next, select the shape layer 5. Set its Z value to -5728. Then, select the pick 6 comp. Set its value to -5400. Again, select the shape layer 6. Set its Z value to -5000. Next up is the pick 7 comp. Select it and press P to open position. Set its Z value to -4621. Next, select the shape layer 7. Set its Z value to -4107. Next up is the pick 8 comp. Select it and press P to open position. Set its Z value to -3781. Next, select the shape layer 8. Set its Z value to -3287. Again, select the pick 9 comp. Set its Z value to -2960. Place this camera above all these layers. Select this shape layer 9. Press P to open position. Then set the Z value to -2541. Finally, select the pick 10 comp. Set its Z value to -2207. While holding Shift on the keyboard, click on this Pick 10 comp, then scroll down and click on Pick 1 comp. Then click this icon to close them all. Now, select all these layers. Right-click and pre-compose. Rename this to Images. Make sure the Move All Attributes option is selected. Then click OK. Now, there appears to be a problem. To fix this, simply click on this Collapse Transformations icon on the Images comp. Perfect. Let's adjust to create some room. As you can see, the camera view angle is not that wide. Select the camera. Then click on Layer, Camera Settings. Change the preset to 24mm. Then press OK. Perfect. As you can see, this looks much better now. Let's run preview this. As you can see, the camera is moving past this last image. Let's fix this. Select the camera layer and press P to open position. Move the playhead to the 11 seconds mark. Set the position Z value to -1000. Move the playhead at about 8 seconds and 15 frames. We want the camera to come to a halt here. Create a position keyframe here by simply clicking here. Now select this last keyframe and delete it. Grab this keyframe and move it to the end of the timeline. I want this camera animation to end at 6 seconds. Move the last position keyframe to the 6 seconds mark. Now select both keyframes. Right-click and ease them. Open Graph Editor and adjust the handles like this. Now let's add a shape here. But before this, let's get the exact position of this last picture from the image's composition. This Z position is -2207. Go back into the main comp. Make sure nothing is selected on the timeline. Then select the rectangular tool. Set the fill to none. Set the stroke to a solid color. The color won't matter as we are going to apply a gradient to it. I'm using a stroke width of 32. Now holding Shift on the keyboard, left click and drag to create a square shape. Next open up this Rectangle 1 option. Then into Rectangle Path 1. In the size option, set the value to 260. Select this shape layer and then grab the anchor point tool. Position the shape anchor point at the middle of the shape. Next position the shape layer at the middle using the Align tab. If for some reason you do not see your Align tab, click on Window and select Align. Next, make this shape layer a 3D layer by clicking this cube icon. Then press P to open position. Set the Z value to -2207. With the shape layer selected, head over to the Effects and Presets tab. Then look for the Gradient Ramp effect and apply it to this layer. Now, let's adjust some few parameters. For the starting color, I'm using this blue-purple color. For the end color, I'm using a somewhat darker shade of pink. Increase the ramp scatter amount to get rid of any color bendings that might occur. Next, set the start of ramp to this position. Also set the end of color to the bottom right of the shape. Now go to around 4 seconds and 10 frames. Then select the shape layer. We need to add a trim paths to it. Simply open its contents up. Then click on this add button and choose trim paths. Open the trim paths group and set the end value to 0. Also set the offset value to 110 degrees. Awesome. Next click on the stopwatch icon for the end property to add a keyframe. We also need to animate the rotation for this shape. Press R to bring up the rotation properties. Click on the stopwatch icon for the Z rotation to add a keyframe. Then set this value to -90 degrees. Now press U to view the keyframes. Then go forward in time to about 5 seconds and 15 frames. Set the end value to 100%. The Z rotation to 0 degrees. Select these keyframes. Right-click on them and ease them. Open the graph editor and adjust the speed graph as follows. Now select this shape layer. Place it below the camera. Duplicate this shape layer by pressing Ctrl+D. With nothing selected on the timeline, select the rectangular tool. For this we'll be using a fill set to a solid color. Set the stroke to none. Let's zoom in a little bit. We are going to create a mask. Now drag and create a rectangle shape like this. Ensure that half of our square is covered up. Select this shape layer. Right-click and rename it to mask. Next, place this mask between the shape layer 1 and shape layer 2. We need the track matte tab. Click here to toggle it. Now on the shape layer 1, set the track matte to alpha matte. Next, select the mask layer and duplicate it. Place this mask 2 above the shape layer 2. Then change the track matte on the shape layer 2 to alpha inverted matte. Now go to around 6 seconds, select these two shape layers and press P to open position. Click on the stopwatch icons to add keyframes. Then move forward to the 7 seconds mark. We need to parent the masks to their respective shape layers so that they'll move together. If you don't see the parent tab, click here and select parent. Select the parent on the drop down for the mask layers. Adjust the position of the shape layer 1 by moving it to the left. Position the shape layer 2 to the right. As you can see, we are getting this very weird problem. This is because our mask for the shape layer 1 is not big enough. Just select the mask layer. Then adjust its size by dragging this outline to the left. Now select these two shape layers and press U to view their keyframes. Select these 4 keyframes. Right-click and ease them. Open Graph Editor and adjust the speed graph like this. Let's add some text here. Right-click here in the timeline. Click on New and select Text. For this, I'm using the Next Art font. Links to this font will be in the video description below. Position this text between these two shapes. Let's use the Align tab to perfectly center it. These two shapes appear too far apart. Let's adjust their positions. Let's change the color of the text. Select the text layer. Head over to the Effects and Presets tab and look for the fill effect. Apply it to the text. I'm going for the orange color. Now let's animate the text. With nothing selected on the timeline, select the rectangular tool. We'll use a fill for this. Now drag and draw a rectangle over the text. Select the text layer and set the track matte to alpha matte. Now go to around 6 seconds. Select the shape layer 3. Press S to open scale. Set the scale value to 0 and create a keyframe. Now go forward to the 7 seconds mark. Set the scale value back to 100%. Grab the anchor point tool and position shape layer 3's anchor point here. Next select both of these keyframes and ease them. Open the graph editor and adjust the graph handles as follows. Now let's create the glitch effect that appears at the end of the intro. Create a new solid. We are going to use this solid as a displacement map for the glitch effect. Rename this to displacement map. Press OK. Let's get into the cool part. First turn off the visibility of this layer by clicking here. With this layer selected, grab the rectangular tool. We are going to create masks on the displacement layer. Simply drag and draw rectangular masks as follows. Next create a new adjustment layer. Just click on Layer, New and select Adjustment Layer. Select this adjustment layer and then head over to the Effects and Presets tab and look for the displacement map effect and drop it on the adjustment layer. Now set the displacement map layer to our displacement map. Move the playhead to the 9 seconds mark. Click on the stopwatch icon for the max horizontal displacement and set the value to 0. Move the time indicator 6 frames forward. Set the max horizontal displacement value to 300. Select the adjustment layer and press U to view these keyframes. Let's zoom into the timeline by pressing the plus key. Select this last keyframe and move it to the 9 seconds and 10 frames mark. Move this playhead to the 9 seconds and 17 frames. Then change the max horizontal displacement value to -100. Move forward to the 9 seconds and 23 frames and change the value to 350. Finally move forward to the 10 seconds mark. Then set the max horizontal displacement value to 0. Also set the max vertical displacement to 0. Because we don't want a vertical displacement. As you can see, we don't have any glitch appearing. To fix this, change here in the displacement effect from source to both the effects and masks. Hooray! Now we have our glitch. Let's make the glitch more interesting. Select the displacement map effect. Go to edit, then duplicate. For this second effect, set the use for horizontal displacement channel to lightness. Now select the adjustment layer. Then press U to view all its keyframes. Select all these keyframes. Right-click and click on Keyframe Assistant, then Easy Ease. The glitch effect is too slow. Let's speed it up a little bit. Select the adjustment layer and press U to view keyframes. Select the keyframes. While holding down the Alt key, click on the last keyframe and drag it in. Then select all the keyframes and move them forward a few frames. Let's add some particles and light leaks. Import these two videos into the timeline. You can find free stock particles and light leaks on the web. Next, change the mode of these two videos to screen. Let me adjust the timing of the light leaks footage. This looks better. Next, we need to lower the opacity of both footages as this looks too bright. Select both footage layers and press T to open opacity. Lower this percentage to your liking depending on the brightness of your footage. Let's run preview this. Go to around 4 seconds. Select the shape layer 1 and 2. Press Alt key and left bracket to trim these layers. We don't want the layers before the 4 seconds mark. At the 5 seconds mark, trim both the text layer and its mask. Let's also trim the adjustment layer at the 7 seconds mark. These half squares are too slow. Let's fix this. Select both shape layer 1 and 2. Press U to view their keyframes. Grab these position keyframes and adjust them like this. At this point in an animation, it involves tweaking to get the best look. Also adjust the scale animation of the text. Now select the camera. As you can see, it seems the squares and text are too close to the camera. Let's adjust the camera position a little bit. Also, the text seems to overlap at this point. We'll adjust its timing. Finally, let's adjust the opacity of the particles. They are not visible. Select the particle footage and press T to view opacity. Let's crank up this value a little bit. Now the logo intro deconstruction is complete. Please let me know in the comments below which logo intro you would like to see reconstructed on this new series. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching and I will see you next time.